What's going on, mi gente? It's a tough day. Nothing. I mean, it's it's still a little bit in shock about what happened yesterday. Peru versus Australia, the repechaje. We're gonna talk about that. Talk about some points. Um, we'll talk about Ricardo Gareca. We will talk about Luis Advíncula. So yeah, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Here we go. The game against Australia yesterday. Peru did not look like themselves at all. And let's be clear here. Peru lost the game in the 90 minutes, I think. All this time in my previews and talking about the lead up to this game, I said if Peru, maintain their possession like they always do, create chances, look for the holes, they'll be all right. But there was none of that. There was no creation. Carrillo and Cueva just, I don't know. I think Australia did a good job in handling the little bit that Peru did show, but I think a lot of it has to fall on the boys too, right? This is not to say that Australia didn't do a great job. They did. They went out there, they played their game, and like I said, they were going to be tough, and they were. They were. They created opportunities. I think I remember Duke shooting at Galese, I don't know, 3 times in the first half, but that it was just unlucky that that he missed, right? That his shots just went wide. Now, apart from that, uh, I mean, we could talk about Pedro Galese. He did good, I think. On his performance, the times that Australia did get close, he was there. I remember he had one really good save in the second half. I think Zambrano and Collins did all right too. I mean, they tried to take care of business. Like I said, Australia had a couple chances, but they didn't. Their shots just went wide or over. Um, Trauco and Advíncula did okay, and I say okay because I think there was many times, especially on that right wing where left side where Trauco plays, right wing for Australia, where Boyle was. I think he went and took him on that side 3 times, and the 3 times he was successful. I thought Australia should attack more through that side because of that. Fortunately, they didn't, but yeah, from the midfield up, I mean, Tapia also did his job, but I think Canchita, Peña, Carrillo, and Cueva, and even Lapadula just weren't enough. I'm not sure exactly to what we were playing at. It's still something that I've been watching and looking over and haven't been able to come to a conclusion. To be honest with you, this game, this match has to be one of the worst in the Ricardo Gareca era. To be honest with you, now that's not to say I'm not here to talk crap about the team. I love this team. This team has given plenty of happiness to Peru, to me, to the fans, to everyone, right? Ricardo Gareca and these boys brought us back to the World Cup after 36 years, right? They went back to a Copa America final after 40 plus something years. Then 2 semifinal appearances in Copa America, like that's something to be proud of, right? In these 7 years that Ricardo Gareca has been at the helm, that is something to be proud of. So by all means, these boys deserve a clap and thank you for everything that you've done. Unfortunately, you just weren't up for it yesterday against Australia. I know that right now it hurts. It's shocking. It hurts. It's surprising, especially for those people that that understood or that knew that Australia was going to be tough. I think many people wrote Australia off, and that's just not the case. You don't do that. Again, the beautiful thing about this sport is that, yeah, you could play top dogs like Brazil, Argentina, Germany, France, England, whoever you may want. But those 90 minutes, anything can happen in those 90 plus minutes. And we saw that. We saw that Australia played their game. On paper, yeah, Peru should have done better. They didn't. It is what it is. It is what it is. I just think Peru have to go back and learn from this. Now, moving on a little bit to Ricardo Gareca, yeah, his contract is up. It was up as soon as the game was over. You know, it would have automatically been extended if Peru made the World Cup, but they didn't. So his contract is technically over. What does that mean? I mean, there's a lot of what ifs, right? Ricardo Gareca was asked about it, and he said, right now is not the moment to talk about this. I'll get back to Peru, analyze some things, and then we'll have conversations. I think rightfully so. There's been rumors, or I had heard that Ricardo Gareca was open to renewing, but there needed to be a couple of things that changed. The major thing is the structure of how we're dealing with academies for the younger players, and the organization of the league, which for me, I'm 100% behind. 100% behind. If Ricardo Gareca does manage to get the federation to agree to that, I think it would only be a win for both sides, for Ricardo Gareca and the federation, because let's be honest, people, aside from our starting 11, maybe 15 players, maybe that whole squad, the 23 or whatever, there's not much more after that. Don't get me wrong. Hold on. Don't get me wrong. There is talent. There is talent in Peru. Yes, there is. There are youngsters that have talent. You just look at the Melgar squad. There is talent. However, we know that to be a professional player and playing in a national team, it's not just about talent. It's also about mentality. It's also about how you handle yourself, right? In your personal life, how dedicated you are to this. There's a lot of sacrifices you have to make to do this, right? And that's why there's not, that's why not every kid that wants to play a professional sport is a professional player, because there's so much more to it than just talent. And I think right now that's the case. So I think we need to restructure. We need the organization. We need everything to go back to zero in Peru and work our way back up. And if Ricardo Gareca can accomplish that, then that will be another legacy that he has brought into Peru, to be honest with you. Would I blame him if he left? No, not at all. He had 2 World Cup cycles with Peru, brought us to one, and we were one step away from another World Cup. So I don't blame him. He brought us back to at least a level where the world noticed Peru. Is it unfortunate that we're not back in the World Cup? Yeah, of course it is. But not enough thank yous can be said to Ricardo Gareca and these boys that have been playing for him. Ricardo Gareca took over this team when Peru were ranked, I think, 59 in the FIFA rankings, and we currently stand at 22, but the highest we ever made it, historic, was 10. We were in the 10th spot in the FIFA ranking. That's where Ricardo Gareca got us to. So, I would love for him to stay. I honestly don't think there is no one better out there right now. There are good coaches out there, yes, of course. But are they willing to come and coach Peru? I seriously doubt that many of them want to, because of our league, our structure, all that. There's not a lot of people that want to. A lot of people could say, Juan Reynoso. I think, yeah, Juan Reynoso would be a decent coach for Peru, but Reynoso has already spoken on this before. He said that he wanted to stay in Mexico. He wanted to conquer Mexico. Sure, he conquered Mexico. He got a title with Cruz Azul. And then now what? He said he wanted to go and try his luck in Europe. He said that, yes, one day he would love to coach the national team, La Blanquirroja, but right now, that's not the time for him. And that's fine. I understand that. He wants to, set his own legacy, and that's totally understandable. So right now, I don't see anybody that's better than Ricardo Gareca for Peru. Now, as far as the players, some of them, yeah, I think this may be it. I don't know. Luis Advíncula yesterday posted on his Instagram that he was the only one to blame for this debacle, and that this was up to Heroes, where he was going with the national team, that he was going to retire. Then he erased it. Honestly, Luis, I know you probably won't see this, but if you do, I hope that you don't retire. You've done great for the national team in your time. Obviously, ups and downs like any normal player, but for the most, it's been up. And let's be honest here, people. I saw a lot of comments, a lot of people saying, "Oh, that's fine. He's 31, 32. 32. Let him, it's cool, whatever. We need to start looking at the future." I agree. I agree with you that we need to start looking at the future. The problem with Peru is that the backups are not great yet, right? You think about this. If Luis Advíncula retires, who do we have? We have Aldo Corso and then, Gilmar Lora. Aldo Corso is also the same age as Advíncula. And I think Advíncula is better than Corso. Nothing to take away from Corso, because I think Corso can go in and handle and do the job that's needed. But Advíncula is better, and I think anyone can agree with me here. Gilmar Lora is young, and we saw throughout the season with Cristal that he just wasn't up for it. He lost his starting spot. I'm not sure exactly what's been going on with him, but he just hasn't seemed the player that he was before this season started. So that's the thing. We don't have enough backups. We are not a Brazil or Argentina or a European powerhouse. We're not. So Advíncula right now, in this moment, can he still play? Yes. Is he still our best option at right back? Yes. And then you can go ahead and go line by line. At the players, Galese should still be fine, I think. Most of the players should still be fine. But will they feel disappointed and in the heat of the moment may think that this is it for them? Yeah, they could. And I can understand that too. People say, "Oh, you shouldn't talk in the heat of the moment." People, listen. I've played, not professional. I've played in leagues and stuff, and I missed a penalty once that cost my team $5,000, and I felt like crap. And granted, who was mad at me? Maybe 3 people. Luis Advíncula missed a penalty, and the whole world is watching, on top of the 36 million Peruvians, and probably half of them were pissed at him. So it's like, I get it. You feel it. And in that moment, you say, you know what? I did my best, and this is how far I've come, and I don't think I could do anymore. And I get it. But I'm telling you, I think right now in this moment, Lucho is still our best option. Another thing that, like I was talking about, our subs and our reserves, I guess you could say. I heard that something happened in Barcelona after the friendly against the academy side, Sabadell. Ricardo Gareca, after that match where the reserves, where the second team, or whatever you want to call it, lost to Sabadell 1-0, he lost some confidence in some players. And I think you could see that when he made the squad list for the game against Australia, right? Leaving out Concha, Costa, Ramos. Obviously, Yotun was injured. But it for me, it kind of sent a message, because Gabriel Costa has been doing decently with Colo Colo in Chile, but he doesn't get an opportunity. Why? Is it? I think it's because he doesn't work well, maybe, in what Ricardo Gareca is asking of him. Maybe he just sees other players that are better. But in this scenario, I think we were missing. We needed energy. We needed an attacking power to come in. And yeah, I mean, look at the subs that were made. Flores, Aquino, and then Valera. That's not enough in my eyes. And on top of the fact you took out Carrillo for Flores, which I understand. Carrillo just came back from an injury. Maybe he just wasn't ready for the 90 plus minutes, and I understand that. But man, it hurts. It hurts because you can see that we don't have enough depth. Like I said, I hope that Peru, everyone, I hope you guys, we're all gonna get through this. You know, right now it's just tough, disappointing, and but I know we'll be back. Hoy y siempre, arriba Perú. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe.